Government itself has not been transparent on this matter. You may recall that out of nowhere, we were told that there was an emergency cabinet meeting when the minority raised this issue. And then again, the finance minister came out with this announcement and reducing the farm gate price by 10 million cedis or 1,000 Ghana cedi. To us, that was most unfair because a very important decision such as reducing the producer price of cocoa that we all know affects the ordinary Ghanaian farmer, there should have been some stakeholder engagement. And you realize that soon thereafter, government tried to do some politics, claiming that it had directed the Attorney General to investigate some wrongdoing. I mean, I thought it was neither here nor there. I mean, it was quite unnecessary. The issue at stake was the cocoa price. And, you know, when we were in opposition, when we were in government, and we're having external pressure on the economy, and we said, look, Russia-Ukraine war was affecting our economy, they never took that for an answer. But today you are blaming it on the international market price. Be that as it may, my point is that government should have come out with the numbers. Okay, between now and the end of the season, this is how much it is going to cost government to intervene. Then we can all sit around the table and discuss.
Perhaps your thinking is that at a time when we have better reserves.
Of course, I mean, they claim that the reserves are good. That's what they claim. They say that they've made some macroeconomic gains. If that is the case, it's the reason why the state is there to intervene in such situations. And I see that as a major failure on the part of government by seeing this as an austerity measure to take to help the economy. I'm sure it's because the IMF officials were in town, and we know from our sources that they came under heavy IMF influence, and they were like, okay, you cannot. So go ahead and let this...
The president says that revising the cocoa producer price was a difficult decision to take, but I had to take them to ensure our collective well-being. He took us to what happened under the previous regime, which plunged us into a deep hole, and said we should learn our lessons.
Well, I disagree with him. I disagree with him. He should have come out with the numbers. All right? I disagree with him. Since Gold Coast, we've never had a situation where a cocoa farmer would have to endure such hardship, where out of the blue, your farm gate price is reduced. It has never happened in our history. Again, it's the same government that says that we shouldn't blame international or external situations on how our economy functions. That is what they said in opposition. So they should also move away from that politics of convenience. You know, when you make a point and you justify it and you gain the trust of the people, you can't turn around and now say that, well, we have to tighten our belt and that fasten your seatbelt and all. No, I won't accept that. Government should be transparent about the decision. And I think that there was no transparency in that decision. The cocoa farmer must not suffer for
your sympathy.
This thing cannot be negotiated.
Right. Your sympathy for the farmers and your opposition has been sustained for a period now. Now that you are hearing that even Ivory Coast has done the same and made its farmers worse, because Ghanaian cocoa farmers are even going to get what they are getting is about a double what the Ivory Coast cocoa farmer is going to get. Will your position change?
It won't. I'm not interested in Ivory Coast. This is not Ivory Coast. This is Ghana. So I don't give me that room to compare. I'm dealing with an absolute situation. The Ghanaian farmer, the Ghanaian cocoa farmer, pay him what is due him. I'm not interested in Côte d'Ivoire. They have their own economic situation. And by the way, Côte d'Ivoire, they have a different system regulating their cocoa sector.
That's right.
So the situation cannot be the same. What it is that government must pay the cocoa farmers.
The president said that work is well advanced on on a legislation over this cocoa pricing situation. You think it's the best approach to take?
We were promised 3 weeks ago that there will be a legislation that will champion reforms in the cocoa sector. We welcome it. Let us see the document. Let us discuss it. But in the meantime, pay the Ghanaian cocoa farmer.
But in principle,
you cannot reduce the farm gate price when you've already committed to it and the farmer has gone to take a loan from the cocoa krache. The farmer's children are in school. They need money to pay hostel fees. They need money to pay school fees. They've taken money to, plow their farms. And out of nowhere, you say that you are reducing.
So now I seem to appreciate why you term this as illegal, because you just canvass the basis why you say this reduction is illegal. But in principle, do you support a legislation that brings a sort of a deregulation of the sector?
If that is a new thinking of government, it should be brought on board for us to discuss. I'm sure years back, we did that for the petroleum sector.
That's right.
Where we now, over time, legislated and said that, look, the market should regulate the petroleum sector so
That's
that
right.
it's not the case that every now and then government would have to intervene. But even so, cocoa is a different scenario. You cannot strictly say that you would want the market to determine farm gate price. There must be some form of state intervention. You have to balance it. So I am waiting to see the bill. We have our economic committee, finance committee. We have our experts in the caucus. We will look at it. We have our external consultants, other stakeholders, on our side. We will look at it and present a view. But I would want to say that government should not attempt to wholly take away its intervention in the cocoa sector.